was waking up, sorry.
Good morning, everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump into the action, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here on our YouTube channel. Memberships start at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some really cool emotes. Anybody in chat with those emotes, drop them out. Thank you. In addition to that, if you're interested in joining any campaigns like this one, we do have an open slot available. We also have open slots available in a Friday early game that we're trying to fire off soon. We need one more person, and then we can have our session 0 sit down, get everybody situated. Oh, it'll be beautiful. But I believe that is going to be everything from me. Glenn, you rolled poorly. Tell us what happened last week.
All right, so we start the session off going across the ferry, and we come across some highwaymen preparing to, I guess, ambush people coming in. Bart greets them intimidating with the "Hello, future corpses," and we then continued after that with them fleeing away. And we didn't have to avoid any unnecessary bloodshed. We then come across the gate to Spalding, and we find that there's some farmers there and such, but they were obviously under some kind of propaganda or something from the way we're talking to them. So it was basically a dud to continue. While we're around that area, Samdi had see invisibility and finds it's a Rakshasa that was looking at him and at us, and started noticing that Samdi saw him, approached us, and started connecting and telepathically speaking to him, telling him who he was. He was Mahadi, and he owned the Mahadi Palace in the Hook District, and invited Samdi to go along. That was a venture for later. We then approached the main gate with one of the beggars that we had employed. I forget his name, but we had him with us on the entire for the visit to Spalding, and we were given 7-day pass to tour around, while the beggar with us didn't get anything, but he was allowed to come with us. We passed by some we had to let the Spalding and our capture out so that we could get the rights to visit. And after some talks, he invited us to meet him later, but I doubt we were going to agree to go there, but who knows. But we come across the Hook District where we met Dimitri, and we were speaking to him about the reasons why we came to Spalding, and they were the group. Some members of the group had thoughts of an uprise to make Spalding better than what the current status quo was. While talking to Dimitri, we learned from the beggar that was with us that he's not Dimitri, and he's someone just posing to be him. And it makes sense because Dimitri also asked us not to call him Dimitri and instead call him by a nickname of Tree instead. Meanwhile, Samdi takes this time to head over to Mahadi's palace, and comes across a deal with him because Mahadi was able to read the thoughts that we were in thoughts of maybe having an uprise here, and that's kind of in line with what he wants. So kind of in a way it was kind of almost blackmailing, but not really. But he made a deal with Samdi in order to get him motivated on his side to take on a task that he needed for some gold, and he received a chest for the amount, and wait, let's see, yeah. He then we then decided to. There was an address on that chest, and we were then deciding whether we were going to go to meet up with Dimitri for dinner, or the other routes we were taking, and what other adventures that we could go on in Spalding. I think that's where we left off.
So, Bart, we begin the session with you escorting your poor guide out of the city. Wandering through the Expanse estates as he starts pointing out different houses that would be marvelous for you, to raise your children in, and, the phenomenal backyards that they have that you could, play pickup ball with them, or wall ball, or anything else that you would enjoy. Wandering back over to the gates. I have to say, I consider myself a really fortunate individual to come across all of yous.
I'm glad. It is fortunate for us also that we came across such a helpful individual on our first day.
Some might even say it's like destiny, right? If you believe in that sort of thing,
I do. Does not always work in the way that we would expect. It sometimes takes you down some very interesting roads. But we end up where we're supposed to end up, and if we try hard, we get what we need.
I mean, if I'm completely upfront with you, I don't much trust being capable of taking out, the people in charge around here. They got a lot of power and influence through, the entire realm. And
his memory was modified. He doesn't remember any of that.
Oh, that's right. I apologize. Ignore that part.
We were just talking real estate.
Yep. Right. And, of course, if there's any, anything I can do to help y'all maintain your house or anything of the such, you just call upon me, all right?
I think that is the plan. But also, there is something you can do to help me. More of a personal project than anything to do with the rest.
Sure.
Is there anyone that you would know of in the Grovelar's district who might be seen as a community leader? Someone people would look to for advice and guidance, someone whose opinions they would trust.
There's Kyle.
What? Tell me about this Kyle.
Well, you see, he most of us in the Groveler's district, that's what we do to make our money, our ends meet, We try to ask people for money and hope, beyond hope, that we can get it. But he's real good at it, you see. He's got a way of words with individuals to make them think that, the idea is their idea to give money and to feel good about it. I mean, he's even gotten a Spalding to give him money before. That's it. that ain't nothing,
A man of talent.
Sure, but when he does these sort of thing, he always keeps his ear to the ground, and if someone needs medicine amongst our community, he's he'll usually give them a modest loan and, you know, help them get that medicine. He's also pretty handy in a scrap if need be. He's definitely seen a couple of people who, you know, we don't get treated the nicest by many of the, you know, rougher individuals. Not like yourselves, of course. Y'all seem like gentle and friendly folk. But once they start trying to rough us up a little bit, he's usually the first one to run through and sucker punch him in the jaw and help us get away.
Perfect. He sounds like exactly the kind of man I need to be speaking to for this. Hopefully it will trickle down and help the people rise up in their own way.
Rise up. You're starting to sound like one of those rebels.
No, I don't mean rise up and rebel. I mean, maybe, but...
Oh, wait, what?
No. Rise up through society. Bring yourself into where you want to be through your own means, not through the charity of others.
Roll me a deception check on that. You said I don't mean against the government.
Not in this particular instance, but yeah, fine.
I don't mean against the government, just against the government.
Just against you, the Spaldings.
Ooh, 6. All right, let me roll for him.
There's a chance.
Oh, he has a -1. Yep, there we go. Right, of course. Y'all people always got a funny way of speaking. You know, it's nice funny though. It's different to hear folk that come from so far away and exotic. Where do you come from again?
Catherine and I come from a place called Rus. And you're right, it's very far away. I apologize if anything comes across strange.
Oh, no, I hope you don't mind me asking questions. I'm an inquisitive type, of course.
I would much rather you ask than me say something and my message get mixed.
Right. Well, if you want, I can ask Kyle to come over to the gates. The guards don't really let him through unless he pays, so that might be a situation for tomorrow.
I can speak to him outside. That is okay.
Oh, sure. I mean, if you leave the gates, you know you got to pay to get back in, right?
Well, yes, but I have a pass.
Even with the pass only stays active while you're inside.
God, what is wrong with this place?
I mean, you got to pay a lot of taxes to keep a kingdom running, right?
It's like the Disneyland of fucking cities.
Except nowhere near as fun.
We're
We're magical.
If I walk outside of Disneyland for a smoke, I can come back in because I paid my ticket.
Right.
Anyway, yes, I think we should set up some kind of meeting.
I'll bring him by the gates tomorrow.
That would be lovely. I'll meet you here.
All right. Now he's probably gonna expect something to do it. Just as a heads up, he don't really owe me favors or nothing. So, you know, I don't want to sound like I'm just here to get your money. I mean, obviously I'm here to get paid for what I'm doing and such. But he is gonna expect a little something, you know, in return. His time's valuable and all that.
He'll get rewarded. Don't you worry.
All right.
And hopefully so will you and the others in the district.
All right.
There's a funny thing about power, my friend. It sometimes you've just got to take it for yourself.
All right. Well, good night, sir. And he goes over to the gates, and you notice the guards stop him, pat him down, search his belongings, all of that shit.
God.
Yeah. That's why he had you leave the money with his wife.
Fair.
Then he'll just wave goodbye to you.
Yeah, I'll wave him off.
Everyone
That wasn't ominous or anything.
Everyone else. To whom's estate that you scheduled for tonight are you going to first?
We are going to raid the pantry of the low-class Spalding, I believe.
But also we are going to go see Dimitri, who is not Dimitri.
Thank you.
The me tree.
I think he was like gathering a bunch of information for us over there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right,
I'll
it's just-
I'll ask again. First, which one?
My guess is that the Dick Spalding is gonna have better food and wine. So I say Dimitri first, and then we go eat off the Spalding.
And Tree had Dimitri. We had a specific time to meet him, I believe.
Well, he did ask for your presence around dusk.
Yeah.
Or said
So-
he would be ready at dusk.
Yeah, something like that. So Dimitri, and then a late night dinner at Spalding or something.
Alrighty. So, everybody.
And
Yeah.
I'll let it. Yeah, we're good.
You sure?
Yeah, I just didn't remember if we had set up a meeting place with Bart and let him know.
Well, he knows the
No.
address. Same as all of you.
All right, cool.
So, you all wander, going through the Expanse Estates over to Edinal Park. Once you pass by there, just on the other side of the river, you see Tree's Estate. You look at this beautiful, purple, shuttered, and ostentatious home that sits in the just on the outskirts of the Gospels Pass. Green shrubbery is rotated around the mass of this estate, and tall hedges that provide a good amount of insulation, silence, and privacy from anybody who passes by. As you're wandering through here, does anybody in the party have a passive of 21 or higher? Not this
No.
group? Perfect.
Wise? We don't do wisdom here.
Glenn, just
Troy.
before we got here, I put a bunch of cocaine in your system.
I can see everything.
Also, I would like to say that Catherine, before we left, would have changed out of traveling clothes into more acceptable social.
Oh, you're changing at the brothel? Okay.
Yeah.
It's easy enough. They give you privacy there. So, as you wander across the street over to his home, you see the same tall standing guard that you saw previously holding his tackle and rod out at the other riverside, standing there, smiles graciously towards you all, and I hope this isn't too forthcoming, but I do have to cast a spell, just to make sure you all are not under any influences.
What
Am I
spell
back
did
with
that
them by this
be?
point?
It's just a simple spell I learned at a younger age. Detect magic.
Certainly.
It allows me to see schools of practice magics within my proximity. It's fairly complex. For an average fucking guard, that is very complex.
I know. Kat, just like, Kat, there was. You would have been like, "All right, that's no problem."
Am I back with them by this point, Joey?
You're on your way back. You diverted a pretty far away. Like, they all went through the city over to here, but around this point you went down here. So like, you'll
Yeah.
catch up to them pretty hastily. He pulls out a book and begins reciting some incantation in Elvish, traditional style Elvish, not Abaquan Elvish. And at the end of it, his detect magic goes off, and he blinks several times looking at your party. Wow. None of you are currently under any enchantment. Wow.
That's good to know.
In his eyes, all of you are just shining beacons of magic
Yeah.
glowing in the streets.
He's put his night vision goggles on, and someone's just shone a flashlight in the street. Not bad.
Whoopsie. No enchantments.
I think I only have like 2 magic items.
Meanwhile, Cat is just.
Ooh, not that one. I don't like that one
He's gonna have a bad day when he sees Bart and his shield made of fingernails.
Fingernail shield, nipple armor.
right now. Nipple armor. So, he allows all of you to pass, seeing that none of you have enchantment magic, and clearly seeing he could not stop you if he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
As you all pass through, you notice right past the hedges that the estate here is small compared to the land and the property. There's a lot of pavilions outside of this maybe 2.5, 3 acres of land that he has in the middle of the city. You see that there's marvelously paved and graveled walkways between each of these pavilions. You see that there's a water fountain, currently inactive, but dolphins presumably would have water squirting out of their mouths into it. As you are passing by, you see Tree sitting at the nearest pavilion, this circular white wood structure that has this very nicely carved and etched flow of railings across the outside of it, and this beautiful lattice top to it that allows you to see the night sky and stars very easily. As he's sitting there, he seems to be staring over at a tree and drawing something in a book. Taking note of all of you approaching, he smiles and, without standing, waves you all over.
A lovely estate that you have here.
Thank you very much. Excuse the lack of presence. I usually keep this for my own private uses. I really don't receive many guests when I'm rarely in Spalding as is.
It's understandable. It is a well-kept home, no less.
Thank you very much. He closes the book, and as he's closing it, all of you with a passive of 16 or higher notices he was drawing what appears to be a cardinal in the book.
That was directed at you, Sandy.
Right?
That's Samdi and Glenn.
Yeah. 11.
I forgot.
Yeah. You see things, Samdi.
I know, I forgot that they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you like enjoy drawing birds?
It's one of many pastimes that I have.
That's a cool hobby.
Thank you. So, all of you, welcome to the city. Have you been enjoying yourselves up until now? Have you found everything you desire?
Just starting to learn the city enough to know where to find them.
That does appear to be the hardest part for newcomers a lot of the time. Excuse me. Laszlo. The guard turns his attention over to him. Would you mind going inside, fetching us one of the bottles off of my rack? Preferably nothing younger than 60. I want it to be legal even in elven years. He gives you a smirk. And, of course, bring us the charcuterie board I had prepared, if you don't mind. And Laszlo, apparently, gives a bow and then heads into the primary estate. Just so you all are aware, these grounds are enchanted. to make sure that privacy is held and scrying cannot happen upon them.
A useful tool.
Given your reputation, I figured something like that would be very useful to all of you.
Certainly. It's it hasn't seemed that much of our reputation has followed us here, except in your knowledge.
Which is?
You knew us in Casino, and not many others have met us since.
Right. Well, your tales have not crossed over the mountains quite yet. I'm sure they're getting there, though. But anyways...
Since, especially that Casino may be recovering, but it is much more open than it was.
Yes. I'm sure that's going to bode very well for the Spauldings.
Absolutely.
So, what is it that you wish to talk to me about?
For one, wanted to have a little bit of a guide to the city. Just the best places to be, the people to meet, that sort of thing. And genuinely, we have lacked a little bit in hospitality shown, just like having evenings of a good social time.
Well, that I can certainly assist you all with. As the guard comes back, you see that he brings with him this marvelously large charcuterie board that has a variety of different cheeses. You count at least 4 different colors of cheese, but there might be different options given that there are 6 rows of cheese in total. There's also 3 styles of crackers on this board and multiple different styles of meats and sausages that seem properly well cooked and very well crafted as well. It is enough for all of you to feast upon with glee. When the bottle is presented, Katarine, you would notice that this is a Fethel red wine. Fethel is a brand that happened maybe 120 years ago, and then they stopped making wine after their facilities were destroyed about 60 years ago or so. And these bottles are becoming collectors' dreams to get and hold on to at least until the age of 100. But by the looks of it, this bottle is barely even 65 years old. Which is still very well aged and very good, but for a collector, that's a little too young to be opening it up.
Out of character, does the math check up there?
120 years is when they originated. 60 years ago was when they went away. This bottle is 65 years old, so it happened. This bottle was made 5 years before the company shut down.
I heard 125 or so, and I was like, what?
It's a nice setup you have here for a nice little spread. This would be pretty easy to take along on trips, too. I imagine you'd be able to have lunch with them.
Very often. I like to engross myself in many different activities, become proficient in many different skills, and try to make sure that I am always a jack of all trades for whoever needs it.
Understood. That kind of begs the question you mentioned earlier about this place being unscribable, if you will.
Yes.
Do people in this city tend to scry on others often?
People who draw interest towards them end up getting scried upon quite often, yes.
Interesting.
It's a precaution that my family seems to have quite often.
I got you. Okay, I see.
Yes. Around this part, Bart, you're getting to the front. He does the same ritual for you, and you're walking over, and you see, ooh, charcuterie board.
Lunchables.
They are
snacks.
fancy Lunchables.
Adult Lunchables.
Yep.
Yep.
And it is a very well-crafted charcuterie board. I mean, this is something that you would have at a banquet, or a small get-together or brunch with the noble class.
Excellent. Good to see that you did not wait up. I apologize for my lateness.
Not to worry at all, Botikov. But
We
I
have
will...
to-
Oh, go ahead.
Going to say, our very generous host is about to pop open a faith hall for us.
Well, I know I had to deliver a fair few of those to your room once.
if you.
Oh, you're a connoisseur of the fine things as well, then.
It is, it has been a long time. But yes.
Yes, this is one of the nicer wines that we have inside of our cellar. But I figured, given the company I'm keeping this evening, it would be reasonable to have. Now,
Absolutely.
as for a guide around the city or knowledge about the city, I mean, ask me any questions you have. I'm more than happy to help you all with whatever it is that you need. But I don't really do this quite often, so please ask away.
Just certain, we've heard a good bit about your family,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems to be, of course, the
My bad.
dominant family in the politics of the city, but just wondering who else might be worth being introduced to.
Well, depends on what it is you're looking for. Are you looking for new exciting adventures? Are you looking at places of intrigue around the coast? Are you looking for favor amongst the noble class? Are you looking for something less noteworthy, like the Hook district that you all went to earlier? Or are you looking to overthrow yet another tyrannical government? Joking, of course. Yeah.
It's
Sandy
more.
just stares at him.
There's a little nudge in Sandy's brain of just play along.
Ha. Ha. Ha.
The most charisma, the worst liar.
Yeah. But I think for the most part, as I said before, it has been a long time since I've had any sort of introduction into society, and that is a bit of my pursuits that I enjoy undertaking, and it's been quite some time. And I thought perhaps Spalding would be a good place to do this.
Right. And I think we could first start off with some like prime real estate, like a place of operation and stuff.
Well, I can certainly set you up with an appointment at my cousin's realtor company. Now, if you're asking for my personal opinion, the Expanse is a lovely place to raise a family, right? Tight communities, very nice yards. Not a lot of privacy, though.
Just in case you
And-
want.
What were you saying?
Nothing, go on.
However, for people who conduct themselves in, well, more exciting business, you'll probably want something closer to Edenal Park. You have more privacy there, and some of the estates are already enchanted, and others can be enchanted very easily. You'll have more of a property line as well.
Sounds
they
interesting.
Sounds
do
like the inside scoop.
Yeah, they do real estate deals. They can show us around all these areas.
Yes, of course. You can shop to your leisure, your heart's content.
All right. Should get in contact with him then.
I mean, just in the interest of not wasting everyone's time, do you happen to know what the average property costs in that area? Just as a ballpark. I mean, obviously, specific properties have their own benefits, sizes, and such, but
The smaller ones start around 15,000 gold.
I think we can make something work.
That does seem pretty reasonable, I would say.
Absolutely. For privacy, for a pre-made estate. That's one of the reasons that, well, many people come to Spalding to find this place their home. Retired adventurers, political leaders, individuals who are, well, wealthy through other circumstances. With a little bit of coin, you can get yourself a very reasonable home. You can have your privacy, you can live your life to your heart's content here and relax, grow old, die, happy. Every person's dream, right?
Right.
For some. But as far as who we should be introduced to, do you have any insight into that?
Well, if you're looking for my cousin in order to buy real estate, that's easy enough. You're looking for other political leaders and such as that. There's a menagerie of folk that live here. It all depends specifically what you are looking for. I mean, not to sound harsh or anything, but you haven't really given me any real suggestions for what
who
you're
has,
looking
like,
for.
Aren't we interested in like who has like a lot of influence over the Church of Asmodeus or something like that?
Right, we do have some dealings with them.
Maybe Tree here. You got like an inside man on that, or like a connection that could propel us up the line so we don't gotta wait.
I know of people who go to the church. It's not really my forte at all, of course. Now, if you are looking for...
I'm gonna insight that.
Go ahead.
I mean, because I know that he's been feeding us a steady line of bullshit, but I want that specifically.
Okay, go for it.
14.
14. You discern that he is... How do I say... Being very specific about his words, you can't detect any deceit, but that stems from how calculated he is with everything he's talking about.
Oh, and you have interest in different areas of the city. We can understand that.
Yes. Now, if you would like to speak to my friend, he's no bishop of the church or anything, but I can try to line that up for you. His name is Witherspoon. Horace Witherspoon. Now, this is not some religious crusade, right?
No.
No, it's not a crusade. We're just I know that Glenn and I also, and some of my other companions here, are interested in maybe finding some volunteer opportunities in Gospels Pass and maybe seeing what we can do to help people.
I don't quite understand what you're... What?
Well, you were talking about the church, and it got me thinking how Glenn and I here would like to see what good we could do in Gospel's past. Maybe make some connections to see how we can help out.
Preaching and spreading the good words of stuff.
So you're here to spread the word of your own belief system.
Well, it could be the belief system of others too. I mean, we're all kind of the same. We all are kind of created this, similarly, but we'd like to help out. And do you have any other connections? I know that it's not your thing particularly, but
well, if you want to set up a church of religion here, you would have to speak to my cousin about real estate yet again. You would also have to speak to the Council of the Good.
You know what, Glenn? That's a good idea. He just gave us a darn good idea. We should set up a church here.
Yeah, that does sound about right.
Thank you, Tree. You are a genius.
Yes,
we were just talking about volunteering, and that's awesome. But Glenn, I like this guy. This guy's a good guy.
Well, there's the Council of the Good that you would have to talk to, get your church officiated by our beautiful, wonderful, protective government, of course. And then once you have that properly set up, you should be capable of going about your business, building your own church, paying the proper taxations for it.
Well, don't sell yourself short here, Dimitri. You're giving us the idea. You definitely should, have some part in this.
I would much rather not. If I'm being completely blunt with you, I think religion is a fad at best.
And that's fine for you. We're not going to change your beliefs, but there are ways that it could benefit you and being a benefactor and helping out.
I keep my nose out of religion as best as possible, but thank you.
Pat is just on another glass of wine suddenly.
Yeah. Oh, and it does taste wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, if you need for me to get you in contact with somebody within the Council of the Good, I think I have a couple of contacts. I can set up a meeting. You would have to, of course, go to the Gospel District completely.
Yes, that would be it'd be great if we could get a meeting with the Council of the Good.
Of course. Not a problem at all. Anything for friends.
Glenn's gonna tap his earring and just say to the rest of the party, do we want to introduce the address that the what's his name gave us? What's it began with an M?
Kamoon?
No, Mahdi.
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 1 second. Yeah. 1 second. You tap your earring and nobody receives a message.
There's no scrying.
So you keep talking inside your earring, but nobody is replying to you.
Well, I guess not.
Monkey's just nodding, but he would do that anyway.
That is, that's good information to have. Pat's eyes over at Monkey. But I think for me, I think you had that right whenever you said but who to talk to in terms of climbing the social ladder, so to speak. That is more, I think that is more Bartakov and mine's intentions.
So, you need to get in contact with somebody who would help you climb up the social ladder. Well, there's the boring, common way to do it, which is purchase real estate near one of them, go to social events and outings with them, hope that you get invited, of course, and greet your neighbors, yada, yada, yada. He just rolls his eyes as he's saying all of this.
Oh, you know that is not my style.
But if you are interested, the Colossal Arena is supposed to be housing a grand battle here in the coming days. All manners of influential, powerful people of the city will be there to bet upon the fights. As you spent a good amount of time in casino, you know very well the amount of energy that exists at these gladiatorial style of events.
And I
Nice.
take it there's some kind of grand prize involving rubbing shoulders with the nobility for the winner of the tournament.
Something of the sort. See, we do things a little different here. We do hype-up events. Over the course of a couple of months, there will be 2 champions or more champions chosen that will be practicing endlessly to fight one another inside of this arena. And then on that scheduled day, everybody comes out. The lower class, the middle class, and of course the Spalding class. All show up to this event, bid as much as they would like to bet upon it, and enjoy the festivities. We name this type of event a squaring match.
Monkey will make eye contact with Glenn, and sounds like a very interesting couple months of running up to that combat in the arena. How does 2 regular Joes get involved in this?
You have to get sponsored by one of the Spalding members.
Interesting.
Perfect.
Very
Sound of
interesting.
that.
But at this event, you should be able to come across everybody you were looking for. Schmooze properly, get to know everyone. The regular stuff you have to do.
So it wouldn't be something so that if it wouldn't be something that we could compete in necessarily, but it would be something that would be the social event of the season.
Of course. And I just so happen to have additional invites.
That is very, very exciting for you.
Yes. Now, unfortunately, I can't just hand them away to anybody. I would need something in return, of course.
Yeah, I think we'd need 1, 2, 3 invites, and then Glenn and I need to find us a sponsor.
Well, it's too late to get sponsored for the match in a few days. You need
Oh,
to
I'm
get...
sorry. The way that I thought this was coming in months, I didn't realize this was going to be in a couple days.
Oh no, the match is in a couple of days. They've been preparing for months. Now, as I said, I'm going to need a little favor. Sure you all understand.
We
We
do.
understand the quid pro quo.
Somebody get your checkbook ready.
Oh, not for anything, but I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but I don't need any of your money.
No, time and developing friendships is much more.
Well, actually, I need a favor.
Right. He's
So,
looking for a favor.
I have been running into a bit of a situation recently. There is a reason I'm back in town, and that is because somebody has been spying upon my estate, trying to slip in while my gods are not paying close attention, and trying to spread fables and lies about me. I've already looked into it. This individual does not belong to any detective agency or companies, which means they are not official in any regard. So, since they are not official, I need them dealt with expediently. And I need them to understand that there is nothing for them to be looking into inside of my home. Or, if you cannot do that, he takes a long sip of his wine, I need you to murder him.
Yes. Any chance this person, any chance that they may have hired someone or tried to impersonate you?
I have no idea.
Insight check.
Go for it.
All right. Where is my sheet?
Also, Sam D, get your checkbook out, and thank you very much, Sinclair, for the inspiration. You have a viewer inspiration, Sam D.
Ooh. All right, this is at advantage. Insight.
Thank you, Sin.
20.
Dirty.
Ooh, that's not bad. Okay. You can sense that he definitely had a twitch in his eye when you mentioned impersonating him. You're not sure why that is, but he definitely seemed to react to that statement more than others.
Perfect.
Honestly, it's just inconvenient for me to be dealing with, and I, for one, appreciate my privacy. And if this individual is snooping around trying to spread false rumors about me, I need them dealt with.
Yeah,
Of
totally
course.
understood. I mean, and that's why I was wondering if maybe they had someone there trying to impersonate you so they could spread rumors even better. But it's good that maybe they're not. So, yes, Glenn.
Yeah, what I'm getting from this tree is that you just want us to like spook him. We don't necessarily have to. I mean, if we have to take the extra step, we will. But just scaring him off would be enough for you.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can send him to another realm, if that's a possibility. Or you could spook him if that's what you want to do. Or, I mean, if it's easiest on you, I'm perfectly fine with you murdering him in cold blood in the streets. Doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Right, and that's not that is something that I think we can handle. Just
Well, I'm positive
be
you
in-
can.
it's just it's one of those things that it's just it can be such a nuisance to have someone digging into your stuff.
Yep. And if we need to send him to another realm and leave his body here, we can do that.
Perfect. And of course, the favor would be transactional. You do this for me, I get you all into the box office at the arena.
It sounds like an excellent deal.
Perfect. Would you like another bottle to go? I see your mate over there, looks over at Bardakov, keeps checking the moon for the time. I assume you have someplace else to be this evening?
We just we also had to agree to stop by Dick's Spalding's, and
Ugh.
Right, tell me about it.
I
He
agree,
gives
but
Spalding's a bad name. I mean,
I agree.
we do a good enough job of that on our own, but he...
Well, we didn't want to impose on you and overstay our welcome for our chat tonight. And, we do need to find a place to, make sure we bed down for the night later on.
I don't think any of you are overstepping at all. In fact, I quite enjoy having time spent with all of you. You are far more easy to keep in company than others.
Well, that is a very generous compliment. Thank you. But I do agree that it might be time for us to make our next stop for the evening. And even if it is not for fun, it is still useful to be seen around the Spalding. So I believe that we will. I believe that we will be in touch.
Very good. Oh, I do have a fragment of cloth of this individual who's been snooping around.
I was gonna ask for like a starting point or something.
Yes,
Description, maybe article of their clothing, Their name.
Short. Taller than a half-folk. Shorter than a dwarf. Somewhere in between that. They are brown hair. Bit of freckles around their cheeks, but nothing lower than that. And apparently they like to wear sleuthy clothing. And he takes out that same book he was drawing in, flips to a random page, and takes out a piece of fragment, or a fragment of clothing, and places it down, where it's a dark brown colored, maybe cloak of this individual. Which is are any of you proficient in stealth?
Right here.
Glenn? Glenn would know that dark brown is
I am.
actually... You are?
Yes, I'm proficient. That's why I'm not terrible at it.
Perfect. The two of you would know that dark brown is actually the go-to color for trying to blend into the darkness. Black is not suitable in something that has a lot of light pollution, because a darker black will actually stand out in contrast to the darker shades. Whereas brown allows you to go closer to the shrubbery, into dirt, towards ground, things like that, and you blend in with the natural darkness of the environment.
A shrubbery.
True body.
Well, all of you are more than welcome onto my estate. At any time, feel free just to stop by, all right?
We appreciate it. Now I know why they call this area the Promised Edging.
Oh, I like this one. Kat, you notice that a noble would never openly laugh at something like that. Ever.
But she's also trying not to.
Of course. But they wouldn't openly laugh. He just let that shit out. Like, he's...
That's phenomenal.
Anyways. Thank you all. Come by whenever you want. Ooh, please, we have more of these sausages. We call them Vienna sausages. Enjoy them.
Right
Thank
on.
you.
I have plenty more. And did you want an extra bottle for the road?
Thank you, but I think that it should be held for celebration when we come back.
You know what? If you don't mind, I really haven't had it. Do you mind if I take a bottle with me?
Absolutely. Please fetch us another one. And his guard, boop, 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 and hands you another bottle that's, this one is like 68 years old, Kat.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You are most welcome. Alrighty, toodaloo. Exactly.
I like the wave to a person that doesn't exist in my ring. Oh.
So, you all are excused from his estate. Walk outside where the guard just nods and respectfully just lets you all leave as you are going about your business.
Tip my hat.
He'll nod.
And then there is an immediate connection with everyone. He was so full of shit the entire time. Served me a fucking 65-year-old faithful and tried to pass it off as something. Like,
Not sure if you caught it, but I mentioned someone maybe impersonating him or doing that kind of infiltration. He had a big twitch to his eye.
I was wondering if we should have been like confrontational with him actually, but I didn't want to just jump the gun on it.
Yeah.
no, I think he's doing a decent job at trying to seem wealthy and presentable and well-connected. But he is certainly new money, and it is certainly something that is illicit, and he does not originate in the noble classes, certainly.
Right.
And we know that, and he does not know that we do not know that we know that.
Something is going to connect to Katarine's mind.
Mhm.
You know, if no place can scry on it, or if nobody can scry on that place,
Mhm.
and we need to get rid of him, it's the perfect spot.
Somdi, have I told you just how special you are to me?
That's good to know. Also, a large acre of land gets better and better.
Certainly. I like the way you're thinking.
That's the entire thing he was thinking about in the middle of that
The
conversation.
entire conversation is we can
Huh.
kill this guy, get away with it, and then we can live here.
Yes, we could easily bury the body under one of the numerous pavilions. Just
Well, Glenn, it looks like we missed the entries into the competition. Maybe next time.
Right. It's a shame. They're missing out.
They are. We would get them. We'd been quite the spectacle, and I'll never forget the days that we met.
Right on.
Good times.
So,
Are we going to the old money now?
Yeah, I'm
With-
picturing we're
In
walking
the-
that.
in a moment, but what I think that we should do about our friend who is visiting, right? The one that we're supposed to be just scaring off and not violently murdering in the street.
The one with the freckles.
Mm-hmm. I can use the thing from them to contact them, and we could try to see what their angle is. They certainly have more information on him than we do.
Now, when you say you can try to contact them, in which way do you mean?
I could reach out to them in a dream. I could send them a message. I could possess their body and write them a cryptic note so when they come to that they, they...
Yeah. I'm wondering if we want
That
to.
is fucked up. Right there.
there's options. That's all.
There are many options, yes.
Wonder if we want to try to just meet them first and not. Maybe the dream, but just meet them first and try to size them up and not give away.
But we have
What am I talking about? Look at Glenn and I, and the whole party. We're gonna give it away.
But here's the thing. I agree. We could find them. We could stake out the estate and try to catch them that way. But if a man who is so invested in his privacy to enchant his entire estate, if he hasn't been able to find this person, I'm not sure that we could find them that way. But now we have a way to contact him that he does not know that we could do.
Yeah, but we do have an article of clothing, and there's some good dogs out there that know how to use their humanoids too. That know how to use their sniffer to maybe catch their trail. I think we need to start raising a dog. Speaking of raising dogs, how's the egg doing, Glenn?
Right. I mean, I've been talking to it, telling it stories. It's doing good in there.
All right, good.
So you're saying that we try to use a very fallible and very open way of trying to hunt them down first, or instead of me just sending them a message?
Yeah, the message might tip them off. That's my concern.
But if we're trying to meet,
Well, that's why I was saying, we could use a dog and track them that way, or we could have, one of you, maybe you magic types like Somdi or yourself, Cat, know how to take this item and, wave it around and have like moonbeams come down on top of it and point you in the direction.
that's kind
Joe.
of insulting.
Joey,
Yeah.
have you ever seen a sniffer dog
A sniffer dog.
or a bloodhound?
Like a bloodhound or some type of bomb sniffing dog.
Roll me a history
Yes.
check. Yeah.
Yes, a bomb sniffing dog specifically.
Cadaver sniffing dog, cadaver dog.
Never know.
Cadav.
Or
Roll me history. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm rolling it. That's a 2
That's
for a 4.
4. No. The only good boy that you've seen is the one who's been following behind you all this entire time.
Boris!
Boris could do it. Or
Well, he's a mastiff.
He's a protection dog.
Yeah. They have good sense of smells, but they're not like bloodhounds, you know?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't like even anymore. They're not. They haven't limited it to just bloodhounds. What about? I'm speaking as a player now because we have a piece of cloth, right? A specific piece of cloth.
Mhm.
It was ripped or cut from something.
It looks ripped.
So maybe we could locate object on the other part of it, or maybe we can.
You know,
Nope.
find person exists, right?
I don't have it. Listen, my find person is that I possess them and then make them find us. That's my.
I mean, it did work before.
It did.
I know there's other spells. I'm trying to. Maybe you guys already know you don't have anything,
But yeah, locate
Yeah.
object,
No,
find
I'm-
person. All of these are good.
I have suggested
Possessing
what I
them
have.
and saying, "I know who you are. Come find me." That's creepy. We shouldn't do that.
Aw. At least not to this person.
not
No.
yet.
No.
Not yet.
Okay, Joey.
Yeah.
So this guy is taller than a halfling, shorter than a dwarf.
Yes.
Did he give a description that he was a halfling or a dwarf?
No, he said they appeared taller than a halfling, shorter than a dwarf, brown hair, freckles across their cheeks, but not lower than that. And apparently
Right.
wore professional grade sleuthy material.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they didn't give a description of the race, so we don't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he
Yeah, we
doesn't
don't
know
ha-
the race, they just know the general height.
And we're
Anyone
not going to get
have
anywhere
s-
asking about it.
Yeah, anyone have scrying, legend lore?
I have scrying. Listen, I have all 40 things that I have. Scrying. I can contact them in a dream. I can possess them, or I can send them a message.
Have we tried scrying?
Not yet.
I think scrying is probably the best option.
Yes.
All right. So if I scry, there's no way I can contact them in a dream in the same day.
Well, in order to do that, don't you need to actually know the person for dream?
It's a familiarity basis, so having something like a description of them and things like that help.
Okay.
And then, but we could also scry today, and then you could do the dream. Like we can stack it. We're gonna be here
Mhm.
for a
Dream
little bit, so you could.
Dream currently would not work because you only have like a very minor description of him. You
Mm.
can't actually like brown hair,
I-
taller than a halfling, shorter than a dwarf.
Yeah.
Like
So
that's
if we were to
that's so broad.
successfully scry, then I could do the dream, right?
Correct. Correct.
I
Okay.
spy with my little eye.
Or I could possess the body and make them find a mirror.
Yep. Now hold on
Excuse
before
me.
you cast anything. Give me a minute while we're talking about
Oh,
this.
oh yeah, we're strategizing. I'm not casting anything yet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because we still have. I mean, I'm pretty. Where are we still going to Dick's, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we could do what Asa was saying. Just stack them, do scrying one day, and then you want to try to do a dream the next day to influence them in whatever way before our approach.
Well, actually, if I took a short break, I
You've-
could probably get that one back.
Just in the dream, you will invest all your money into crypto.
Okay, so how can we boost cat?
So for
Uh,
scrying, right?
Yeah, they get a save, and it'll be at a -4 because we have a possession of their garment. Is there
I have heard of the target.
You've heard of them,
um,
and you've got the possession or garment, which is a -4 to them,
Mhm.
so they take a -4. Could use a body part. If we had their head, then we wouldn't really need to scry.
Right. Actually, let me search that piece of cloth. I want to investigate it, see if there's anything left on it.
All right. Roll me a survival check.
Ooh. I'm going to use an advantage.
Can I assist?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I try to give her pointers
If
Okay.
out?
one of you are
Well-
proficient, then you can assist.
I can.
Glenn.
Mhm.
Oh,
we
they both are.
Damn, Glenn and Samdi are practically the same character.
Turns out did not need our help.
Catherine has
Boys.
Nope, not gonna say that.
So
Experience looking for
Proficiency
bodily
identifying
fluids.
Bodily fluids. There you go.
as you
bodily
are
fluids and sniffing people's garments.
as you are looking at this
Yeah.
looking at this piece of fabric, Samdi and Glenn both point out to you that it smells a little bit like iron, which gives you an idea, Kat. So you soak it inside of some water, and when you wring it out, you notice that the water turns very slightly red, which suggests you now have a small sample of their blood.
Does anyone have a vial?
Well, you would need somebody proficient in alchemical supplies to separate the water from the blood.
I am proficient in alchemical supplies.
There we go. I'm trying to give you guys opportunity here. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Bart produces one of his spare blood vials.
This one has
All
gill
right.
in it.
Yeah.
All
Glenn,
right, so
would you be
roll
so kind?
alchemical supplies utilizing
All right.
intelligence.
All right, here we go.
And
Am I
I'm
able
gonna
to?
wait before you roll. What are your
I was going to ask if I could add my knowledge from the past life to this roll.
Absolutely.
yeah, but don't roll yet,
All right.
because I can help you, and I just need to remember how.
A past life, I was a lab technician. I
did
worked
go-
for
he-
GlaxoSmithKline.
He did
Okay.
say that he was like he went to school, so.
Yeah,
It's a magical school.
Mhm.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I activate my storm rune. Okay, now you can with advantage.
All
Sweet.
right.
Here we go. And then
Ooh.
the D6, so 27.
27. You all watch as Glenn, in the middle of the street, pulls out. You do have alchemical supplies, right?
I do, yeah.
Okay, pulls out this set of tools that so do not match his personality type whatsoever, and begins filtering the water into these separate vials, heating vials at different temperatures, so that you watch the water slowly evaporates into the air, leaving behind a 90% sample of their blood.
And there you go.
It's enough to fill the very bottom of a vial, like the rounding edge, and then maybe a millimeter more.
Thank you, Glenn. That was actually very impressive.
You know, used to dabble in some stuff, you know, back in my
I
college
wonder
days.
what else we can distill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've sold my soul with less for a contract, so that should be good.
We should talk about something that we can make, like a holy item type thing. We'll talk.
Now you have a possession of theirs, and Katarine, you also
And a
now
body
have
part.
a body part. Yep, blood is a part of the body.
Yep.
Oh no.
So do you think that we should, I think we go to see Spalding.
Then you go powder your nose, and while you're there,
Mm, I think if I were a Spalding, I would have such strong arcane protections on
you are right.
So I see this happening where we go, we get more, then we go afterwards to find a place to stay the night, and that's whenever I do I make contact.
Make contact tonight, later, or there's a tavern up there we can pop in real quick. But I think you got the right idea. We can do it right before bed.
Right.
I love doing it right before bed.
A lot to do.
Can
then.
I modify my own memory?
I'll allow it.
Damn it! I need that spell slot though.
Mhm, mhm.
So it's just like, yeah, Cat does the etch a sketch. Like, just no. Anyway, so Spalding. Do we have a game plan, or we just go to annoy him?
I'm
we go.
going to make a ruckus there. I'm just letting you guys know now. I'm just gonna throw stuff around and be as rude as possible there.
Please do not.
It's the least he deserves.
It is. It is. He is an awful, awful excuse for a single-celled organism. However, we do need to kind of keep him on side, especially if our other contact is not actually a Spalding.
All right, Bart. For you,
Look,
I'll try to resist.
we can still be rude to him. I fully intend to. But we can at least do it in a way that he can pass off as friendly joking. If we start trashing his house, then that's different entirely.
And Glenn, in the future, once you and I, partake of the combat in the arena, we can make his life pretty interesting then.
Or you could have him as a friend to be your sponsor.
Do we really want a guy like that to sponsor us, though?
Do you care who sponsors you?
But
It's a personal thing, you know. If I'm gonna get sponsored by someone, it's not gonna. Yeah, it can't be.
I
a
forget
guy like
this one
that.
has principles.
Oh, he's not been traveling with us long enough to lose those yet.
I'm working on it.
You still have free will, Glenn. Everyone does.
Well,
Not for long.
we can't be out too late. I have an
What's your
appointment
wisdom
in the morning.
score?
I have to meet our guide.
Yes. So let's out. I think we're coming up upon Richard's house.
All right. So as you all are standing outside of Dick's Glorious Goods.
No, don't you
We're going to go on break, everybody. We'll be right back.
blaspheme like that.
I'm not doing this.
Easy enough task for your party. So, you said, yeah, we'll look into this murder situation. And then you left to go over towards Dick's estate. Now, you all wander across the city, making your way over towards the Promised Edge, which is where Dick's personal estate is. Directly outside of a beautiful long staircase that clearly no Spalding could easily walk up, that leads over towards the Spalding Castle and their personal quarters around that area. You see what is a building that you can only describe as compensating for something. This ostentatious, large, white stone-colored building that has all of these numerous different shades and colors and displays for all of you to stare at and take in is the most absurd-looking home that was clearly decorated by somebody who has zero to no taste and thinks that adding more is clearly going to make it better. The tapestries outside the home itself accent different areas that apparently Dick has been to, and each of the hedges are carved and carefully designed to look like different members of the Spalding family. Clearly trying to kiss ass a little too hard. As you all walk over to the front gate, you see that there are 2 stationed guards who stop you all. Are you here for something?
Yeah, we promised Richard that we'd meet with him this evening.
You all are his escort, then?
Yes.
Well, escort seems kind of a rude way to put it, but yeah, we are.
The Lord has been waiting for all of you for quite some time. Sorry. Requested is the wrong term. He has demanded.
Looks over at Bardakov. Fine. If the
Sorry.
Lord requests.
I have a mental image of Bart handing him the sword, and like later when the fight breaks out, it just disappears from his hand.
Exactly.
Yeah, your party is far from unarmed. It's just
Exactly.
you have a monk.
But
Actually-
she's making it seem like it's a bigger deal
Yeah.
than it is.
Well, and not only do we have a monk, but Bart can spoom into
Exactly.
his hand.
And Samdi doesn't need a component. Like he just
Exactly. But it's just like making it seem like we'll be weaker for it.
So after you all relinquish your visible arms and that amulet cat, that's what he was most worried about. Reasonably so. You all walk up this long paved road up towards his home that has these magnificently obnoxious looking water fountains that appear to be naked women and men peeing into the fountain.
I just took in real life psychic damage.
And as a player, I'm telling you, I've seen those things before. So, in real life.
Yes, we all know
Yeah.
the types of people.
I mean, I've seen the guy peeing statue. I've seen the water from breast statue. I've never seen a statue of a woman peeing.
I mean, people have
Okay.
different preferences, you know?
No, that I have not seen. I've seen a little. It was a.
Christian, you are
Oh,
not allowed to
man.
kink shame.
I'm not.
This,
I'm taking back to life. I'm not. I'm all for it. I'm just saying I have genuinely never seen that. I am surprised and now curious if they exist.
Google search.
and I just had a.
Will not
memory
mess up your
of-
algorithm.
As a child, I think they had like a. My grandparents or someone had a bottle topper for alcohol, and it was like a little boy with his and it was peeing, like so when you did it would pee.
Mhm,
I don't know if it
that's
was a little
funny.
boy or
I've seen
man
like
or whatever.
a statue of the cherub peeing.
Maybe it was, yeah, it might have been something like, I don't remember. I have this vague recollection that just popped into my head. Thank you for that, Damage. Okay.
You are most welcome. So, as you wander up the front door, you see Dick standing there in his pajamas and this very large silk white hat that has a tussle over the side.
Richard, it's a pleasure to meet you. Man, that's so good to see you. And brought you a gift. And I hand him the bottle of wine.
He'll look at it. Ugh. Do you have any idea what hour it is?
I don't. But I do know that
I waited to
promised.
eat with all of you for 10 whole minutes.
A sign of
Wow.
respect for sure.
Sounds like you struggled there, man.
I did, yes. Thank you, Glenn.
Yes, and 10 minutes can be really long when you're hungry. I do deeply apologize. And I start walking in. So where is which direction should we go?
Well, the dining table, if we're going to be eating, I have some leftovers, and I already told the cook to start cooking.
Perfect. You are Richard. It's such a pleasure.
He gives you a courtesy smile. So, you all have been gallivanting around town already.
Some.
Well, and it helped because I was able to find a bottle of wine to get you that, you might like. We don't have many possessions on us because we were traveling, but
Yes,
I
a
wanted to make sure that we-
marvelous gift, something that I can't drink from for another 15, 20 years.
But in 15, 20 years, you'll think about us and smile.
He just
Psychic message
narrows
to
his
Katarine
eyes
if
at
his
you.
cholesterol would let him live that long.
If the fucking coup d'etat will let him live that long.
Hey,
So,
that's your thought process.
Richard, I did hear something about an event that's coming up, some kind of match, some kind of fight that they've been hooting and hollering and hyping about. Do you watch these things? Sounds amazing.
Of course. They're marvelous events, and getting to see the simpler folk getting to beat the crap out of each other legally, of course.
Yes, of course. It's always good to see some combat and whatnot.
Yes, it's marvelous to look at. It's nothing like the Groveler's Ring, but it's still quite entertaining.
Groveler's Ring?
Oh, it's a marvelous event that we started doing, out of the kindness of our hearts. Once every year, or whenever we grow bored, we throw in 200 gold and invite 10 grovelers from, one of the different districts, 2 from each of them. And we throw them into a fight to the death. Winner becomes rich!
Interesting.
Psychic message to both Cat and Bart. Okay, I'm on board.
Interesting. Now, this other one that's coming up, though, do you have any favorites you're cheering on for this fight coming up?
Oh, do I have a favorite in this event? I haven't really looked into who even is fighting since I've been gone for so long, but I suppose I could look into it. Let me get this handout available. Sorry, there's a lot of handouts. There we go. Yes, I believe my money is on Vandrin Cade.
Sounds like a good name. Sounds like a good fighting spirit.
Marvelous. He's one of the Valen folk, but he's on vacation or leave or whatever the hell they call that nowadays. But I have it on good authority that this man does not know how to go down.
It's a shame.
What? No, that's a marvelous talent.
Oh yeah,
He doesn't fall in battle.
Yes. That's good. That's good.
Rolls his eyes. It's like you know nothing of combat.
Well, if you believe that
Some-
who is he going against?
Some mystery man they called.
Jack.
No.
Mystery man they call Jimmy.
Him?
No. It's Sung Jawu. Some shit like that. I don't know how to speak these foreign languages.
Sung
Well, it's a
Jawu?
pretty nice spread here. Nice place. Table looks good. Food looks good.
Yes, of course. And you see that it is just every variety of fruit, vegetable, cooked meats, all on the table for his midnight snack. Enjoy it, of course. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Of course, yes.
How
not-
difficult would it be to get to an invitation to the fight?
Oh, well, of course, you can get one of the common entries into the fights. They usually sell for scraps on the streets that people can pick up, I'm sure.
Well, it's good that we're not going to have to do the common thing and that we're going to go to the fight with you. That's great. Love to see it with you.
Excuse me. My seats are already all spoken for. Thank you.
Oh, I apologize. That was rude of me. I thought you were inviting us to go with you to
Of
your
course
box
not.
to watch.
No. I'm bringing a date with me.
Lucky man.
He is. Thank you.
That answered my question. That's why I asked it that way.
Yeah.
As a player, not as...
Well, yeah, either way, he thinks it's himself or his date.
We all know what he thinks. Anywho. But yes,
fucking
my
narrow.
ticket is already sold. I'm bringing a date with me, and, well, as far as I'm aware, all of the other ones are sold as well, so unless you can find somebody who has spare tickets, that's unfortunate for all of you.
I'm sorry. Like my first thought was like we could at least sneak someone in as his date. I could cast seeming. And I was like, oh man, how bad would that be?
That would be such a dick move. Do it.
I do not
Seeming-
volunteer as tribute.
Just imagine seeming wears off Santi sitting next to him. Hello.
Even better,
honey.
Glenn.
I feel like the more opportune moment for seeming to wear off is more in a the boys type scenario. Yeah. Spalding is already raring to go, and then, well, hello there, Dick. It's me, Sandy.
But anyways, the
Sorry,
event
I
is
thought it
going
was
to be
just-
illustrious.
But it does sound like it would be a good bit of fun. I mean, why else would you have gone to a casino except for gambling and
Watching
Let's
people
try this.
beat the snot out of each other, it's
Exactly.
glorious. Every time I get to participate in such an event, it's always just invigorating. Just watching people, these behemoths, imbeciles, just breaking each other apart. It's beautiful, honestly. It's poetry.
Yep, it's like a good dance.
Mm-hmm.
But, anyways,
Richard. Do you know when the
Yes.
next of these events is? After the one that's just coming up?
Probably within the next 4 months or so.
Well, you wanted to see real Titans clash. You might consider sponsoring one of us.
Eh, I don't really do the whole sponsoring thing. That's far too proactive.
Fair enough.
But if you
I
pick
don't-
well, would it not be the talk of society? If you were to win?
What do you mean?
You've
A
seen what you
rising
can do.
star pulls everything behind it.
She's got a good point there. I'm sure you're. Not only would your date be impressed that that was happening in the future, but you win that, and soon you'll be Misty stepping up that ladder.
Roll me persuasion, monkey. With assistance, you're being helped by Cat.
I got it. I've got +8.
24. That's something I could definitely consider one of these days. Who knows? Maybe my date will even last long enough to be around for the next one.
Or end up with 2 dates.
I'm not greedy, as he piles another 2 turkey legs onto his plate. I have to share some love and save it for the rest of all of you, right? Marvelous.
We are ever so grateful. Can I insight check what he meant by last long enough?
Go for it.
You know me. I'm not asking you that.
I'm aware, but
There's a reason I didn't comment. I just.
A 19.
there's something about this man that makes you think that his status probably gets him dates, but his personality makes them not last that long.
Okay, so he repulses them.
Naturally.
We're not thinking of murder here. Got it. Yes, we are ever so grateful for your generosity.
You're welcome. Well, anyways, I have a stables out back. All of you are welcome to stay in if you would like.
Thank you, but
Well, of
But the dinner
course,
is graciously
you
left.
have your own place to stay here, Katarine, but the help never stay within my estate.
Is the chef coming in and out of the kitchen when he hears that?
Oh, yes, the entire time.
I'm going to look at him.
The
and I'm
chef
going
just
to-
keeps his eyes down.
I'm just gonna look back at Katarine. Please tell me by the end of this I'm killing him. Mentally, obviously.
right.
I
And
say
she'll
that out
just-
loud. He does not pay attention. No.
He's not here. She is just suppressing laughter. But also gets. Absolutely, you can get first in line.
Probably gonna have to fight Bardakov for it.
No, I don't think so.
I thought he was the whole crux behind the uprising.
Just more enthusiastic about it, I think.
Anyway,
He'll continue his stories that he's been regaling with all of you. And then the groveler, of course, had to pick up the manure that he scared out of my horse.
Makes sense. It's a nice house you have here. Kat, is this similar to like the guest houses you had at your castle?
It's much more colorful.
Nice, I like it.
Yes, of course. Vibrancy, it's welcoming to the noble class, you know? You want to advertise to them your availability.
Right.
We do appreciate your hospitality this evening and the food and the great conversation. It's good to count you among our friends, or at least my friends.
If all of you are sick, please get out of my presence. I do not want to contract whatever you are.
Does that mean I can leave?
Oh, you're always welcome to leave, Glenn.
At least we agree on something.
I guess Glenn will begin to excuse himself, walk out, and step
Yeah.
outside the palace and just wait for you guys.
Yeah. So as you get out front of not a palace, it's just an estate. It's not
It's an estate.
that luxurious. Don't give this man
Right.
too much credit.
It is just a guest house at Cat's
That's
Castle.
why I threw
Yes,
that out
it
there.
is. It is. As you get out front, Glenn, you see that the cook, who seems to have finished bringing all of the food that they prepared out, is sitting on the steps. You excuse yourself out back. That's the closest exit, I assume. He's just sitting on the steps with a cigarette in his hands and just leaning against his forehead with his other hand. Or leaning against his hand with his forehead.
Rough day, huh, buddy?
Serving His Majesty is a privilege.
We both know you don't mean that.
He'll look over at you and offer you the cigarette.
Yeah, why not? Let's take one.
You know, they tell me this will kill me faster.
Oh, God.
Here's hoping.
Right. Well, sometimes death isn't the end of the end of the road.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be that cursed. Anyways, you and your, y'all are the people that escorted him, right?
Begrudgingly, yes.
Did y'all really put him in some type of locket for months?
Yeah. That shit is funny, right? Tell me about it.
That's the funniest shit I heard all week.
Yeah. Best 4 months of my travels with these guys, actually.
Oh, sounds wonderful. Whew. Hey, you think I could get that amulet? He blinks
You
at
know
you
what?
like he's not joking.
Huh. You know what? I might be able to talk to someone about that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Glenn.
Leonard sticks his hand out to you.
All right, I shake it. Nice to meet you, Leonard.
You too, Glenn. Glad to see ain't everybody's just kissing his fucking ass.
Well, if it wasn't for, those other guys, I'd probably be causing a havoc in there, so better to just step away.
I understand that. By the way, don't eat the Brussels sprouts.
Pardon?
The Brussels sprouts, don't eat them. I thought y'all were his typical midnight conversation, so I might have gave them a little bit extra of a cheesy treatment. He gives you a wink.
I guess I would just do a quick tap on the earrings. Guys, avoid the Brussels sprouts. You know what? Actually, make sure he eats more of that.
Now, would any of you have put Brussels sprouts on your plate by now?
No.
I probably would
I
have.
may be a lunatic, but I'm not a sociopath.
Yeah, I think I share the same sentiment about it.
Monkey would eat Brussels sprouts. The player
course.
does, so why not?
Cat puts the ones. She kind of like would have had some and then like just very subtly like knocks it because she would know exactly what was insinuated.
Yeah, it's quite often. If you're not liked by your cook, your food cannot be trusted.
I'm just going to let my innocent mind work its wonders,
Good job.
as I have no idea what a cheesy treatment would be.
From Munda.
Which under?
From under the balls.
Oh.
They call it from under cheese. But anyways,
Hmm.
yeah. Hey, don't fuck with the people who handle your food, you know? Like,
If he's still ever distracted, I'm going to mage hand more Brussels sprouts onto his food.
sleight of hand
There you
check, please.
I halfway want to use my game inspiration on this.
Do it.
9.
9.
Oh.
That definitely beats his passive. But yes, so how long do you all anticipate being inside of this fine city? I can lodge you for the evening, but honestly, I don't want to closely associate with any of you. I have a feeling that you're going to get in trouble here.
We're looking at actually purchasing property.
Marvelous. I have a fantastic cousin I can introduce you to get you set up with all of that tomorrow morning.
That sounds like an
Perfect.
excellent idea, but I do appreciate the hospitality, but I believe that it would be irresponsible of me to not find lodging for the others first.
Well, I told you, we have the stables.
That is true, but
Well, would you
think-
like me to kick out some of my employees and they can stay inside of the servants' quarters?
that won't be necessary. I'm sure.
Oh,
that would be
please,
such
it's
a
not an
hassle.
inconvenience at all.
Oh, fuck me.
Leonard!
No,
Leonard!
don't.
No, not Leonard.
Glenn,
Oh,
the
no.
man just takes the longest drag of the cigarette that you've seen from anybody other than Kat, hands you the rest, and just walks inside.
No,
Monkey speed, dude. Monkey speed.
Oh, please, it's no imposition whatsoever. Leonard,
No,
I
no.
need you. It's fine. I
But
need you to
truly.
kick out. It's
No,
perfectly fine.
It's all right.
I know
think
how
that
to
we already
treat
have
my
had-
guests.
And I very, very grateful for that. But I believe that truly it's also to see more of the city as well. I've know that we're going to be up for quite a bit, and we wouldn't want your servants to be tired and fail in their duties tomorrow.
Why? They work 24/7 anyways. They're always on call.
Of course, but I think that we will have to decline for this evening.
Sure. Never mind, Leonard. You can go back to cleaning the dishes. He just pivots on his heels and walks out.
But with that, I do believe that we will go ahead and let you get your rest as well.
Oh, you, of course, are going to be spending the evening here. There's no way that we're going to allow somebody of the noble class to stay at some hovel or inn.
But that is not. I'm not quite ready for sleep myself.
Well, then come back later. I'll make sure my guards are awaiting you, and we'll make sure that we have a handmaiden to handle any bathing processes that you have, getting your dresses cleaned, or whatever else you need.
Thank you for the kindness.
Of course. Well, anyways, he stabs into the Brussels sprouts and takes a big bite out of the round ball. Well, that's my vegetable for the day. I will see you all eventually, probably.
That's for certain. Thank you for your hospitality and helping us out and helping Cat out. We do appreciate it. We'll be back.
Of course. Hopefully at more appropriate hours. He opens up the front door and looks at you all expectantly to leave.
Other effects.
Yes. One of the gods, I don't care for their names, will give them back to you.
Perfect. Thank you. Glenn! I start hollering for Glenn.
Right. I'm gonna start
Glenn
making my
takes
way
the
over there.
longest drag.
On my way.
right.
Going over.
Take care, Glenn. Pleasure. He'll shake your hand again.
Yep. You as well, Leonard. And I'll work on that. Maybe getting you that amulet or something similar, maybe.
That'd be great. All right, bye. And you walk through the house where you see that he is missing a Brussels sprout on his plate.
Nice.
And you walk out the front door with everyone else. The guards hand you back your weapons and amulet.
Cat takes the longest drag of a cigarette anyone's ever seen. Reminds me of my cousins.
You had shitty cousins.
You have no idea.
So-
Please tell me we can work this plan quicker.
We'll do what we can.
And we're heading down the road to try to find a tavern or an inn. Probably heading back toward
Honestly, probably the most likely place to have a decent tavern or inn that isn't pure Spaldingisms is either the Laborers District or either Fisher or Hook District.
So as we're leaving the estate, I would just like to paint an image of Glenn. He briefly flies up, and because it's the nighttime, you just see a cloaked figure just getting a bird's eye view of the estate with just a scythe in his hand, just looking it over, and then flying back down and joining everybody else.
Not creepy at all.
Not in the least. Oh, fuck, Abby. Ma'am.
All right. So, what district do you wish to go to find quarters, everybody?
Could I take just a moment to try to figure out what would be the right one to be seen in? That isn't... Because these
For
kinds of things...
you would never, as a noble... In this culture, as a noble, you would never be expected to be seen anywhere this late at night except another noble's home. For your own safety, of course. But you obviously don't need that.
Right.
During daytime, I mean, as a noble, anywhere that's not laborers or burdened or gravelers would be whatever. They outlined the districts very well for nobles.
Right. But it's more like... Yeah, so that makes sense as far as not... But which one would be kind of like... I don't know, like the new kid in town, shake things up kind of place to set up?
The Expanse Estates where you would buy a home.
Right.
Yeah.
And are there inns over in that area?
You can certainly go over there and try to find out. Roll me an investigation roll.
And did we see any inns? I'm pretty sure we probably didn't see any in the Promised Edge, but in the Hook District or...
Oh, in the Hook District, plenty. Yeah.
18.
And we're close to there.
18. Going through the Expanse Estates, you do come across one tavern that looks like it might have rooms inside of it as well.
Okay. I think the Hook District's a good idea.
Well, it is going to be a long walk for me in the morning, but That's fine.
You could always go on a run with Gabrielle.
I have a meeting.
Hmm.
Well, I have to go collect our guide. They won't let him through the gates without me there.
That's
That
that
is
is
sad.
true.
And he's introducing me to someone from the Grovelers district. I have a plan to help fix that level of inequality.
Interesting. We'll have to talk about it.
Hmm.
Well, that's not bad at all.
But well, let us find a place and then we can contact this person we're supposed to find.
Good plan.
Yep.
To the Hook district. Away.
Alrighty.
Na, 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 na.
So you head over to the Hook District, wandering through for a short period of time before you come across one of their many inns. It's your choice. Do you want to look for one that is a brothel as well, or do you want to look for one that's just meant for actually sleeping? The choice is yours.
Probably just sleep. For me, just sleeping.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. You find it, and as you walk inside, this one's name is... The name of this inn is Lethargic Spoil. Going inside, you see that there's many individuals who appear very tired from a days of activities here inside of the Hook District and beginning to wind down for the night, relax, starting to breathe a little bit more. As you step inside, Glenn, your coin purse is missing.
What the?
You reach down, getting ready to pay for your room, and it's not there.
Oh,
Sign
guys,
him back.
Welcome back.
well, guys, be on the lookout. I think someone just snatched my things, my coin.
I checked my bag.
All of your belongings seem to be in place.
Did you see anyone do that?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I didn't see anyone either.
What were you missing again? Just your coins?
Yeah,
Although
I just got
must
that
say,
money.
even though we'll get that money back, I am impressed that none of us caught it. Some good sleight of hand.
Monkey.
Maybe we want to put off looking for the other person. Maybe we can find the person that took Glenn here's bag.
Don't make me waste a spell slot, monkey.
It's for Glenn. I would just recommend it. I thought we were
No.
teams and partners.
Monkey, would you be so kind as to turn out your pockets?
All
Sure.
of them.
Turn them out. There's nothing.
In any pocket on his person. Or, sorry, no, you definitely would have something in one of your pockets.
Yeah.
Probably like the remains of a caramelized apple that you picked while walking through the streets.
Yeah, there might be like gadgets, but nothing of Glenn's. Now I know we do want to find this other person that Glenn did a good job on getting and we have the fabric, but maybe we want to take tonight while it's fresh and find that miscreant that took his pouch.
Ignore him. For now.
If it happened to you, if they took your amulet or your shield part, I know we'd want to look for that as well.
Go on, Cat. Let's humor this for the moment.
It's gonna take 10 minutes to cast.
The barkeep is blinking at all of you standing in the doorway.
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
let's get our room first.
Sorry, I thought that we had already started doing that.
No,
Excuse me,
it was as you
barkeep?
walked through he realized.
Do we have permission to enter?
Yeah, it's a little late
Thank
into
you for-
the evening. Is everything all right? You all seemed alarmed as you walked in.
It would appear my friend has misplaced his coin purse.
Where there's a
We
thief
were
among
just
you guys.
discussing where it could have gone.
Oh.
How much for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms for the night, please?
Well, given the misfortune of your traveling companion, we'll call it 2 gold for 5 rooms.
Done. And that's so, yeah.
The kitchen is already closed for cooking, but we might have some leftover stew, if you all would be interested.
Think but we've eaten already. Hence why we were out late.
No problem. We'll have a breakfast available for everybody as well. Sandwiches and the likes. Do you have preferences of, Comordian style muffins, croissants,
Toaster strudel would be great if you have it.
toaster, something like that would come from a. We'll see what we can do, sir, but it might be extra. We have the other things. Do you want egg whites, egg yellows, egg in general, sausage, bacon, cheese?
All of
Egg
that.
and sausage sounds perfect.
We'll have your sandwiches made for you in the morning.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Do you have coffee?
We sell coffee here.
Perfect.
8 copper a cup. Coffee is a rare thing. It's
That's fine.
alrighty. Then we'll have everything made for you in the morning. Or did you want the coffee now?
In the morning.
Very well. And here's your room keys. They all have numbers on them. Climb the stairs. You can serve yourselves, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Most welcome. So, you go upstairs to your rooms where you can better plan out what it is you're going to do about his coin purse.
Man,
Let's
just
see.
got that money, man.
So
You say it was 2 gold for all of us.
Yeah, 2 gold total. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Bart has that covered.
Thanks,
Glenn.
Bart.
Glenn doesn't.
Yeah, thanks, Bart.
Glenn and
Yeah.
Samdi are in the same boat now.
Somebody has money now. Glenn is the new Somdi.
So, yeah, I will try to scry on it.
Okay. Scry says a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or an object, I think. Oh, hold on. Instead of targeting
No.
a creature, you can choose. Oh wait.
Creature you choose that is the same plane of existence, you must make a wisdom save, which is modified by how well you know the target.
So the possession, but we would still have the possession because the possession was what was. Oh no,
No,
we don't.
don't because
We don't
it
have
was
the possession. They
stolen.
have. It was stolen. But I was thinking that you would have familiarity with it because we've been traveling together for 4 months, and so you know his.
You're familiar with the object, but the scry has to be on a person. That's how scrying works, not objects.
I was thinking it was person or. Oh, I was thinking of location. That's what. Wait.
Yeah. Locate creature, locate object, those are different spells.
Censored. Instead of targeting creature, you can choose. Oh,
Wait,
a
let me
location.
see.
Never mind.
What's a point within range? Okay.
Pick
So
a
it'd be
location,
locate
the
object.
place where my money is.
Yeah, it would be locate object, which I don't have. So.
Huh.
I know it's scrying as a person, but
Yeah, scrying is a person or a place you've been to. So, but the yeah.
So yeah, I have nothing. I'll look over the text a little bit.
Oh well.
Oh, Glenn, you're broke now.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
I mean, I
Y'all
had no
gave
idea
up
at
on
what
that
point.
real quickly.
I had no idea at what point it was taken from me. I was just like, oh, it's gone. Oh crap.
Glenn suddenly notices he has another coin bag, and it looks like Somdi's. No, I'm kidding.
You don't think I'd try to murder you if you did that?
It is something that, given some time, Glenn, I think, and also if there are magical stores around here, it wouldn't be difficult to find it. I know for a fact there is a spell out there. I just do not have it myself.
Yeah.
So we
Well,
can find it.
two things. One, I'm mightily impressed by whoever or whatever did that. And second, they must have needed it more than we did, so.
I'm very sorry, Princess. I was busy watching you to make sure nobody stole from you to have kept an eye out on your other companions.
That is alright, Gabriel.
It's good you're watching her back.
Yes.
And it's a nice back.
She is a very nice princess, yes.
I wouldn't necessarily use nice, but anyway.
Gabriel, I think it might be time for you to take a shower. You've got something all over your nose. It appears to be brown.
I thought I was very clean today. I apologize for the
His
negligence
clothing-
I've shown.
No, stop.
Cat,
You-
cat, he's
What?
not going to. Leave his innocence. Leave his innocence.
I will go bathe myself immediately. Excuse me.
Have you ever met a man so fucking dense?
Well, yes, he is actually quite muscular.
There's the close second.
Anyway.
He is roughly about 4% body fat, if that. Very dense, yes.
Anyway. This is so just to clear with everybody, because we've talked about like the social aspect of PvP. I would like, if that's okay, then I would like to try to detect Monkey's thoughts.
Monkey?
As
Certainly try.
just trying to get surface thoughts at first, which there's no roll for.
Pile on the monkey.
Yeah. Surface thoughts, or just she really does have a nice back end.
Oh no.
Jesus.
Modify my own fucking memory again. Damn
Good
it.
call, good call.
He was just talking about it. He
Yeah,
just said it.
that's true.
Santi laughs, already spying on everyone.
But certainly, Glenn, I think that I will do my best to try and find this spell to try and find your money. To try and get that back to you. Still listening.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a priority. It's just money. I'm pretty sure you guys can like cover me until then, and then once we do find it, I can just pay you guys back.
Absolutely, you're my brother. We got you covered.
Right on.
And has the surface thoughts of you, Monkey, changed at all yet?
Yeah, there's still a little picture of her back end in my mind, but
And Kat, you have to admit, yeah, you've been working on it.
Yeah, like, well, okay, like
But
the
also-
months of walking.
right. But also the surface thoughts would be we need to help Glenn. We're a team. We need to help him out. He's a good man.
She's still suspicious, but
You
Just
can
wanna go.
try to probe me if you want.
Oh no,
No.
phrasing.
no, that's exactly what he meant.
You hear Santi thinking,
She's
"Yeah,
like-
this is just boring."
she's like, I feel like either I can figure out that he actually did it, or I'm risking a lot that I don't want to see.
It's only Glenn's
Just-
money. How much do you get? I'm sorry.
She absolutely does care, but I don't know if she's willing to risk
The mental scarring?
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's not gonna risk it. So,
Ooey.
right. Anyway, I think that we tried to scry for the person we're supposed to find, and either in the morning I can send a message, or given if I take a short break beforehand, I could try and contact them in a dream this evening.
I'm assuming we're in the room right now talking in one of the
Yes.
rooms.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think if you check on his whereabouts this evening, you might give us an idea. Maybe we can try to scope it out tomorrow before you send the message, get a little bit more information.
So you're saying to scry, to try and get into the dream, and then
I would say scry tonight, tomorrow, while we're, if the opportunity arises to go to the location where you saw him at in the scry, check it out and see. I think we can make a better plan once we do the scrying. I mean, who knows? I mean, you could look in at him on a, it could be dropping a deuce in the outhouse, or it could be who knows what.
and she's just like Somebody, if he's listening in, and was just like, I wish I had the spell slot for just more modify memory, just all the time. Modify my own. But she's gonna set up in the middle of the room for scrying.
Alrighty. You cast your spell, and this individual has a roll it again, please.
Whose room are we doing this in?
Hers will be fine.
Okay.
And I do have a silver mirror that is worth 1,000 GP.
So they get a -10 to their save.
Mm-hmm.
And the negatives don't stack, just in case anybody was wondering, but
Mhm.
you have the -10. So they have to roll a natural 20. Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Close.
Close.
Close, but no.
On an 18, yeah, they fail.
Mm-hmm.
You begin scrying on this individual. They appear to be back up against the wall, staring across the street, but not really focusing on that, more trying to listen carefully to whatever's to their back. You can tell that the road is cobbled and very well maintained, a frequently traversed area, and has a little bit of foot traffic happening. I would like you to roll me a perception check, Katarine, to see if you can make out any more particular details.
All right, perception.
Oh,
Dirty
shit.
20.
Dirty 20. The first thing you notice is they are clearly in the Hook District. You notice some of the shops and streets that you've passed by numerous times at this point, moving through this area. But they're more in a secluded, offbeat area right now. The next thing you notice, and it took you a bit to realize, and there's only a slight delay between it, but the music that's playing downstairs is the music they hear as well.
Interesting.
Isn't still...
As
Sorry.
as I'm scrying, can I send
Misha.
I was gonna send Misha and like have him and tell him that when he goes up to just like wave.
Have Misha roll a stealth check.
Okay. Well, he's trying to be seen. Like,
Oh, okay. Have
like,
Misha roll an investigation for this individual. You don't know what side of the building they're on, but they do hear the music.
This is...
Yeah, one of the
I need
things
it.
that I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Since I am still actively spying on Cat.
Yeah.
Do I see
shit.
anything in the surface thoughts?
Of Cat?
Yeah.
Cat, what surface thoughts do you have right now?
Just she's talking to Misha to go out and make himself known. There's the sheet. I think it is here. There it is. Okay.
I hope so.
There's the sheep.
Stealth. That's fine.
Wasn't it an investigation?
Or was it?
Investigation to find the individual.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was trying to find the 11.
11. Just at the end of your spell, Kat, as you were scrying on the individual, you see Misha wanders into the alleyway to the side of the building, looks directly at the individual, which now you can see through their guys, and waves at you.
It took Misha 10 minutes to do that.
The individual leans down and seems to be reaching for something at their side, and then your scrying ends, Kat.
And then, but is my connection with Misha gone too?
Oh, now you turn that on. You poof it into Misha's perspective, and Misha is apparently eating a small piece of bread right now that was handed to him.
Aw, that's cute. So as she is channeling through him, do we want to try and make contact tonight, or do we wait? One tap for yes, two taps for no.
In Cat's mind, you know I can still do this, right?
So in
Yes, but
Misha's
I
mind, Misha is beginning to look very confused.
Like, it's got so much happening right now.
He got a little brain. It can't take that
Hello,
much.
Misha. I am your friend.
Your one tap, two tap, was that to everyone? Who did you say that to? How
She
did that?
said it out loud.
Okay.
So, one tap is she tries to make contact through Misha. Two taps is no, we wait to try and contact tomorrow.
I'll double tap it.
Okay.
And you see the individual is now leaning over top of Misha, handing him little bits of bread, and like pulls out a small bowl and uncorks their canteen and pours a little bit of water for them.
Aww.
Hello there, little stoat. How are you? And you look at this individual. Their darker brown complexion looks almost Abakwin, but their accent is definitely from somewhere else in the world. You see their slightly disheveled looking hair underneath their cloak, and they are dressed magnificently to be avoiding suspicion as they seem to be feeding water and food to Misha. And Misha says inside of his mind, I don't know, I like this guy.
Does he have a butcher knife in the other hand?
No.
It is very nice. Keep just enjoy. I'm just watching it to make sure you stay safe.
Little stoat friend, where did you come from? You're not from around this place. You're not very talkative either. Okay. Well, don't worry, little friend. I'm just here to observe things as they're happening. Hopefully there's not more complications moving into my business. It would be most unfortunate. Oh, you have such pretty fur. You must get groomed all the time. Are you domesticated?
I'll let him answer.
Oh. Ah. So you can speak. That is good. That is good, little stoat friend. And he starts. And he did reply in the native stoat language, which this individual seems to understand. Well, I'm glad that you are domesticated. He then narrows his eyes at Misha. Are you the companion of one of those people? The one that are following the imposter?
A little shake of his head.
Have him roll a deception check.
Did I close out of his? I did close out of the. Oh, he's a really bad charisma. But he's so cute, though. 3.
Yeah, this guy can't possibly fail that.
Yeah. Like,
The jig is
no!
The jig is up.
Okay, what is Misha's intelligence?
2.
Okay, Misha now has to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, there's a +1 to this.
Dirty 20!
Dirty 20s! 2 of them.
In his mind, Misha goes, Princess, this individual seems very nice, but now he seems to be trying to make me like him more. No, you are not the princess. And Misha just
Aw.
narrows his eyes at him.
Oh.
He just tried charming your stoat. You are a resilient little guy, aren't you? I do not mean you harm, little stoat. Please go away and look the other direction. I do not wish to hurt you.
I'll let Misha be like, I'll call him back. Like, come on in, come up with the other side of the building.
Yes. And then the individual, well, since he crawls away out of the area, the individual then disappears into the night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll wait till.
Yes.
And then as he's making his way, she'll trust him to come up on his own, and she'll come back into her like own senses again.
So, we able to get an eye on him, figure out his species and all that?
Yes, I was able to get a good look at him, and so that it would be possible to cast a message tomorrow.
Sounds good. And so was he like? He had been described as taller than a halfling, shorter than a dwarf. So was he like a mix between the two? Was he like one of them gnomish fellers?
Cat, he appeared to be elven, and by the look of it, some variation of like wood elf, but very short for an elf.
There was like wood elf, but shorter, much shorter.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, so we have the direction for tomorrow's work, and I am tired. So, trying to have any sort of social grace around the Spaldings is just annoying. However, the person that we are meeting tomorrow, I just feel that they wouldn't necessarily be a extremely difficult adversary, but they seem like the type to have tricks up their sleeve.
Well, my question is, are we really looking at banishing his soul to the other realm?
No.
We don't really even know Tree. We know something's going on with there. I don't know if we tip our hand quite yet to this here wood elf, but might be good to get to know them a bit.
I agree. I think that Bree is definitely a powerful ally, right? This person has figured out that he is an imposter. So they are also in the know. I think that keeping both things open so that we have access to both.
Well,
that would be a good idea.
And that goes towards motive on why he wants to get him out of the way if he knows he's an imposter.
Right. Precisely. So, but I will need, I'm out of any sort of high-level spell slot as far as that goes, so...
Do we want to do any digging into the, what was it? The address that we got from... Why do I keep forgetting the name of that guy?
Tree?
No, not Tree. The Rakshasa.
Mehdi? No. The Rakshasa was...
Mahadi.
Mahadi? Yeah,
Mahadi,
Mahadi.
yeah,
There
Mahadi.
you go. There you go. Because there was an address that was in some chest that he gave us. In the chest that he gave us.
Yeah, I think on the morrow we should check out the address, check out some real estate, and try to find this wood elf feller.
And while we are out, we can certainly look on the address.
Well, speaking of looking, I got some things to do before I go to sleep. And I bid you all adieu. And I'll go to my room.
All right. Everyone else?
Yep. I guess Glenn would go take his rest.
Yep.
All right.
Now, are we on the first floor, second floor, third floor? Where?
Second floor.
Okay.
Above the bar.
Second floor above the bar. I am going to push my bed against the door. I'm going to move the bed so that it's against the door
All
to
right.
sleep on, so that no one can open the door if they need to come in without pushing the bed and waking me up. That's what's nice about having more than a 10 strength.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yes, that was a slight. Comment.
Screw you, I have telekinesis.
Screw you. I have other people to do it for me.
Fine, I'll just prop my shield of fingernails up, looking at the door as I scream like a murdered child if anyone walks in while I'm asleep.
That's an interesting visual.
Try to rob me, will you? Fingernail shield.
Listen, there's sometimes that there's sometimes that you put on too strong of a deterrent for people to fight you.
I don't want people to fight me. Then I have to kill people, and then I have to hide a body, and then I have to explain to the police why I'm caught digging in the woods in the middle of the night. It's much easier if they're just afraid of me.
You have a point.
Plus, I have to do enough hiding of bodies for you.
That is true. But now you have help who can dig.
Yeah,
You don't have to do it by yourself.
true.
Alrighty. So, everyone's going night-night?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cool.
I am doing the same thing Monkey did, but with telekinesis.
You lay in the bed, lift it up magically, push it against the door.
Glenn's gonna sleep standing still in a corner with his eyes open, because I just have to be in an inactive, motionless state, but I'm still retaining my consciousness in this state.
That's
Yup.
awesome.
You know,
You know what would be really cool? Like, get in the closet and have a fake, like, rope going from your neck to the...
Oh, I had
Someone
this
breaks
kick
in,
in my
they
neck
lock it
all night. I'm just stretching it out.
no,
Someone breaks in,
So
opens the
bad.
closet.
Anyone who
Ah!
tries to rob this group, it's like a fucking Pandora's box of emotional trauma.
Don't worry, someone already
Here's-
successfully robbed this group.
Yeah.
No,
Fair.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I wish telekinesis lasted longer and wasn't concentration because I'd have the bed floating in
I know.
midair,
So, like,
just
just imagine a
slowly
bed,
spinning.
bed floating, slowly spinning, Clint in the corner, just.
I mean, Santi, if someone ever wakes you up, you
Unblinking.
could just do that. Rotate your bed towards them and lean forward. Yes.
And then,
No, rotate it upwards like I'm getting up from like that fucking grommet bed.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then,
exactly.
like, and then we have nail shields, like.
You know, once we retire, we can just start our own haunted house.
Yeah.
None of us are living to retirement age. Let's be perfectly real
Yeah.
here.
To be perfectly honest, I would resurrect you as some sort of form of zombie, and we'd have our own haunted house.
Oh, jeez.
Oh dear. No, if Bart's becoming an undead, I want him to become a vampire.
God, you're already an ooze demon. You need to be a vampire too.
Vampiric ooze demon.
I mean, hopefully Bart manages to relinquish his fucking chains of ooze. Or ascends to become an ooze demon prince. I don't know.
Well, one leads to losing all of your levels in Warlock. Alrighty
That
then.
sounds like a happy retirement.
Morning rolls around. You're all awake now.
Also, I've been meaning to say because I keep forgetting. I give Gavril 80 platinum. I mean 20 platinum, excuse me. I was doing
Oh.
the math. It's 80. 20 platinum. Still,
Are you sure, princess?
absolutely. It's something for if for some reason we're off doing something and you have to take care of yourself and that sort of thing. I want you to be able to do that.
Very well. I appreciate the
Joey, there's somebody in chat you need to ban.
Thank you. Oh yeah, those people. Yeah. That's how you know you're making it, guys. You have all the sex boxes coming out into your chat.
Ah, yes. The marker of success.
So, anyways, he'll take the money.
Mhm.
Thank you very much, princess. It's a great honor. Thank you. I'll be sure to use
you're
it
welcome.
properly.
I travel with you for 2 years, and all of my money goes into your pocket. He travels with us for 2 weeks, and you give him 200 gold.
How many times have I endangered myself to bring you back from the brink of death?
What goes around comes around, sweetheart.
I would much rather you just let me die, princess. Please do not endanger yourself.
I would also prefer this.
Both of you can live.
On that
Don't-
note, I have an appointment. And
Oh.
Bart will just swish his cloak and walk out. Summon his bear and ride majestically to the fucking grovelers district
You
gate.
just walk through town on top of a bear.
No, I want to get there quickly. The bear is like jogging.
Oh, okay. There's a mild panic in the streets.
I'm on the bear.
I'm aware. That
He
doesn't
has
make it
tack
much.
and harness.
It makes it a little better.
And like armor. It's fine. He's a
An
bard.
armored bear, yes.
That is going to reduce. Is going to reduce anxiety. Huh. Also, Samdi is going to lean towards Katarina and say, "Is he getting more moody?
More moody, yes.
Do you think it's because of Gab?"
Oh, I know it's because of Gabriel.
Do you think it's body? Do you think it's body envy?
Might be bicep envy.
And monkey, look at this. I think I just grew an eighth ab.
That's fantastic. Good job. Keep up the work.
On to the morning jog. And he just runs downstairs.
Cat,
Yes.
did your country always raise idiots?
I'm the exception.
Only the men.
That's any country, though.
So. So, you go over towards the gates by yourself, Bart.
Yep.
Trotting up on your bear and waiting out front on top of it as the guards are just staring at you wide-eyed.
I have week-long pass. If I have to go meet someone outside. Are you going to let me back in without hassle or what?
We apologize. I'm sorry. We apologize, but passes are only active while you are inside of the limits of the city. The moment you leave, we have to take the pass back, and then you would have to get a new one.
What is the point of a week-long pass if you are confined to the city?
The city has every accommodation that you need. You pick the pass because you're going to be here for a week. And he's saying this while looking at your bear.
I mean,
There's all okay.
Boris is nice.
He can be nice, but he's still a fucking bear to people who don't deal with bears. And he's a polar bear, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's... those things are huge.
Oh yeah, no, it's like he is at head level with this god. It's like,
I feel like I'm
going to be
dealing.
meeting someone. So, can you let them in, please? I will buy them day pass. It's fine.
You are welcome to remain here and wait for them to arrive.
Yes, that was what I was saying. That they are coming here.
So long
but
as
I'm
you
not
pay for their
just-
pass, that is not an issue whatsoever.
Okay, fine. Boris will just like lick the guy's chest.
The man visibly shudders.
This is literally just the Russian version of that one scene in Mulan.
With the panda.
Yes.
The fuck is this?
So,
Oh my god.
as you are waiting, about 30 minutes go by, and then your two new individuals come over. The first is your escort and guide for the day prior, and the other one is a new person. This half-elven, younger-looking man. Not really young, but definitely at that nice, human look of between like early 30s, mid 30s-ish. As the two of them approach over towards the gates, both of them dressed in the nicest clothing that they could possibly afford to have, thatched together and stitched together as well. You see the guards look over at you for confirmation.
This is the one.
You're paying for the pass for both of them, correct? For the day?
Yes, one is my city guide and attendant. The other I am having a business meeting with.
That'll be a total of 3 gold.
Yeah.
Hand over the 3 gold, and the two men are given bracelets, which allow them to strut through. You see the half-elf, Kyle, just smiles as he walks through.
Yeah. And at this point, I've dismounted, and I basically just tell Boris to follow at a safe distance and keep an eye on me.
Yep. Kyle wanders over towards you. Well, I'd have to say it's a pleasure meeting you, Bartikov. I heard nothing but good things about you last night.
Kamun is too kind. It is a pleasure to meet you also.
Shake your hand and give you a very, very firm handshake. Clearly somebody who, has worked for a living in some pass. So I heard you want to have a sit down with me, talk about something. What is it you want to talk about, sir? Oh, before we continue, do you mind? I sure am famished. I haven't had the opportunity to a good, strong meal in quite a little bit.
I think that's a good idea. A business brunch keeps us away from having a meeting out in the open with the guards. That feels unprofessional of me. Let's take a walk.
Sounds good to me. He smiles as you give that suggestion, and you go over towards one of the local little passerby areas that have food for you to gather. Most of the time people just pick up and leave, but they do have like small seating arrangements for people to sit down. And he sits down and looks at the menu, licks his lips. Yes, I would like to try this croissant with white eggs. I actually prefer brown eggs if you got brown eggs. Never seen a white egg before. That just sounds ridiculous. And can I get some of that sweet tomato sauce that y'all been using around here? You mean ketchup? Yeah, a little bit of that stuff on it too. Maybe dice up an onion, put it on there for me. Ooh, that sounds good. You want anything, sir? And Bart, when you were leaving the inn this morning, they did hand you a breakfast sandwich. Camorder muffin, egg whites, sausage, cheese.
Perfect. I actually have some. I was given something by my accommodation, but Kamun, please order food as well.
Oh, yes, sir. I would like. Get me the same thing he's having. Thank you. He doesn't even look at the menu.
Good.
So, you're interested in being ingratiated with many of the people in the outer districts. Can I inquire as to why?
Of course. I am a man of mixed birth, shall we say. Humble beginnings, but grew up in the shadow of castles, tending to the higher ups. And to be clear, I enjoy my lot in life. I have made fantastic friends and lifelong companions as a result of that upbringing. But
we're happy for you.
I still lament those who are struggling with their lot, and the inequality in this city is distasteful, to say the least. Now, there are many ways to go about it. You could start in the top, break it down, build back up, but that is violent. It is uncouth. I have much more interest in helping those who are suffering most bring themselves up through their own means. And all I asked of our friend Kamun here is to introduce me to someone who might have the influence amongst the people of the outer districts that they might help me start a bit of a move, start something to empower the people.
Well,
give you some means to help yourselves.
The breakfast sandwiches are brought over, and the two of them just immediately start digging into them, famished clearly, and enjoying the hell out of them. I mean, these are delicious sandwiches. It's kind of hard to fuck up a breakfast sandwich, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Looks good.
As they're enjoying themselves, you see Kyle kind of just is molding over what you are saying while eating the food, trying to keep the two experiences separate. You can see this individual seems very intelligent, especially for his humble upbringing. All right. So, two things. Bartikov. Did I say that right? Bartikov?
That's the one.
Perfect. Number one, You best not be saying anything like that in front of any of the noble class around here. They kind of like how things are done.
I would imagine.
It makes them very happy, to have people beneath them in status and culture and everything else. But if you're looking to make a change, well, I reckon the only way to do that is to get some money in the hands of the poor people. The poor people ain't got nothing, We're taxed so heavily, I got to pay 40% on everything I make, and they check my estate to make sure we ain't hiding none of it.
Bills.
Yeah, of course. That's every month or so I got to pay that up. So even on a good month, I can bring in, well, roughly about what you gave my man here yesterday. He pats him on the shoulder. Doesn't leave a lot of room for making a change or a difference,
Indeed. And don't get me wrong, money is the grease for all wheels. But it can only do so much. And of course, I'm interested in investing in the development of the outer districts. But I am more interested in providing you with means that cannot be acquired through simple coinage.
What means would these be?
Are you a religious man, Theo?
Well, the only religion I really ever heard about wasn't really for me. Hard to see the beauty of the world when there ain't much being shown to you.
Wise words. I was never much of one myself. Still not really.
Wait, are you one of those religious fanatics who just try to recruit people?
No, not quite. It's less of a religion, more of a pathway.
I swear to God, if you say way of life, I am leaving.
Damn, Skippy.
Organized religion of the sort that you would see in Gospels past is a lot about giving and expecting to receive at an unforeseen time in the future, usually after you are dead. What I am talking about is more about receiving the means with which to help yourself and then paying back at a later date. Not to me, mind. I have no vested interest in whatever restitution this means of helping yourself wants, but
So like a loan.
exactly like a loan. You get the means to do what you need to do, and pay back when you can at a later date.
Roughly about 20 years ago, during a different rulership of the Spoldens, they came out with a program like that. Give us a small loan so we can afford to live in one of the nicer locations. They give it to us. Some people use that money to get out of the Gravelers and move into the Burden. Some people moved out of the Burden and moved into the Laborers District. But we quickly found out within a matter of months that was just a way to make us fall so far in debt that we had no choice but to serve them and become indentured servants to them for, well, some people still to this day.
No, I can appreciate that. It is... Predatory loans are a commonplace in places like this and from back home. Fortunately, interest isn't really a concept that exists further afield. Once you start looking outside of the normal realms of borrowing and lending, paying back comes in more esoteric means. More of a...
I'm sorry, you're using a few fancy words I don't understand. Esoteric?
Sure. Where you would be getting this power from cares less about being paid back, more about you furthering their interests. Tit for tat. Quid pro quo.
You
Yeah,
sure
you
do
lost me
use a
again.
lot of fancy words, my friend.
Sorry, I went shorter, I didn't go simpler.
I apologize. I've done whatever I could to educate myself, but I haven't had the
No,
means to
it's
know all
fine.
of these fancy terms and such.
Basically,
You could say I couldn't see.
And I don't even like squid, so I ain't pro in them at all.
you could say that instead of payment, it would just require a favor or a task completed. Or maybe even nothing at all. I mean, I have personally engaged in this system myself, and I have yet to find much of anything that has been required of me. Sometimes just existing as an entity, and sometimes just existing as part of the plan is enough to pay back your debt.
Well, I'd have to know more about the specifics of all of this before I introduce it to anybody else. You know, I got a responsibility to these people. I look out for them. They're my folk, you know?
Of course. Not looking for any commitment right now. I just wanted to float the idea. And we'll meet again with some specifics. How does that sound?
Sounds at least intriguing. Now, you gave me a day pass into this place, right?
I did.
Do you have anything else to discuss, or can I investigate
the day is
around
yours.
for the day? Oh, much appreciated, sir. And he'll take another large bite out of his sandwich, take it with him, and just start walking out. Well, I think that went pretty well, Bart. You speak a
this?
lot of fancy words.
Perks of a palace education, but I think we got my point across. Thank you for making the introduction.
Yeah, of course, not a problem at all. Anything to help out, you know.
Okay, let's get back to the house. We can ride back on Boris and hopefully be back before Gavril is finished with his morning run.
I didn't know y'all were associated with the circus, and you got yourself a bear and an albino bear at that. That is so. He'll climb on back of Boris.
I'm going to get you some books soon.
Wouldn't do me any good. Can't read.
We'll get ones. We'll sort that out as well. Don't you worry. And Bart will just like one-handed push himself back up onto Boris and start gently trotting through the streets. He's not going to try and like scare the shit out of Kamoon because he doesn't expect him to be able to hold on when Boris is going full tilt. So he's just like going faster than they would be able to walk.
All right. So everybody else, you wake up for your breakfast sandwiches, something that none of you have ever experienced before in your life. First off, wherever you came from, breakfast is more of a ritualistic experience for people from your home country, Kat. And for Monkey, Glenn, and Sam D, it's never been just handheld food that you just eat wherever you're going. And it is greasy, and it is savory, and it's good.
Somebody's going to look over at Kat. You know, Bart's been doing some weird shit while he's away. His surface thoughts are a fucking mess.
Why? Why are you reading my surface thoughts from like 2.5 miles away?
As I have 5 miles of this crap.
You fucking creep.
I am.
Yeah.
Good that you noticed.
Why do you think nobody likes Samdi except you guys?
Yeah.
Also, you were going away, and if you needed an out, you had a connection.
Like, oh shit, and it's like,
See, he's
Because-
spying on you for your own safety.
See,
yeah.
yes, it's completely for your own safety and gossip, but mostly safety.
See, if you
Like-
don't have anything to hide, there's not a problem.
Exactly.
Big brother, that's all.
Yeah.
You haven't.
So
Uh,
is this a psychic connection that he started?
No, I said that out loud because I have to keep the psychic connection of one person at a time.
Oh.
It's just,
You know-
he's leaving. Might as well.
You know, Glenn, this sandwich here is pretty good, and it's given me an idea. I think we should, maybe not from this district, but every morning we should buy up a bunch and take them to the outskirts and give them away.
Yeah, sounds like it would do the people some good, as long as we can afford this, because my pockets are empty.
Yeah, I got you. We help each other out. That's what's important.
Hmm. So, would I know that if I initiated a connection with Samdi, would that be an additional phone line, or would it take it like get a bit signal?
That would be your connection to me. I'm connected to Bart.
Okay, so she'll connect to Samdi.
all right. Boop, boop, boop. Connecting.
What is it that is happening?
Well, I don't exactly know, but he was talking to somebody dumb. Pretty sure he was trying to think of smaller wordage.
That might have been for himself.
Huh. Well, that's something to tell Bart. No, to be honest, I was kind of half asleep during most of that, so
Hmm.
this is probably to do with a plan of you know what. He did say he was going to grab what's his face, Kamoon,
Mhm.
and you know what we had to do to him, and he wants to bring him into the whole mess, and
I'll speak with him.
yeah, no, just I was mostly just making fun of it.
I see, but
You
no,
know, but when
it's
the heads start rolling, you know where I am.
right. That's fair.
I imagine as a player, the last several months with this group, it's mostly Monkey and Glenn talking out loud and carrying
Yeah.
on conversations.
Mhm.
Yeah. You guys fill the air. Everyone else is just.
Well, and
Everything else is private.
well, it's also one of those things too of like they just take up a lot of airspace between the two of them, so it's kind of like everyone else is just either listening, trying not to listen, or having mental conversations.
Well, here's a side effect to them talking so much. It's a mental smokescreen.
Mm-hmm.
Their brains are just all over the place. So if somebody tries to connect to the minds of them, they'll just be flashbanged.
It's like yeah.
So,
Why do you think I stay out of their headspace?
as you guys are having that conversation, Bart, you're on the way back, and what's your passive again?
It is 15.
Okay, that's pretty solid. You see this plastered looking drunk. Someone who looks like he comes from not the noblest of backgrounds, seemingly leaning against one of the shops in town, arguing with the shopkeep, and well, not really arguing, more of just like conversing with him and gloating. Yeah, that stupid motherfucker came in and he lost all that money so quickly. It was funny. He was like, "Hey, I got money." He was in debt to us. By a lot. I mean, like 200 gold in debt. But he came in, he paid off his debt, so we let him spend the other 3,000 he had. Easiest fucking win ever. I love it.
Do I want to help him? Probably.
This is all.
I just swing my leg off Boris, just like pat him on the leg. Just wait here a second. You too, Commune. I'll walk over and immediately, like, slouch shoulders, lean back a little bit, act not quite drunk, but just like relaxed and common enough to hopefully not.
Hello,
impose
fellow
on these
commoners.
guys.
How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, roll
Hello,
me a
Phil.
performance check, Bart.
Hello, commoner reds.
We were nearly there, but
Are we sticking with that 8? I don't know if
Yeah.
you have any bullshit that'd change that.
I don't have any bullshit.
All right. He'll look over at you. Still shit-faced, so disadvantage. All right, so that's a 6 with his... That's a 6. He's a drunk.
Spider-Man.
Like-
Just the Spider-Man 3 dance.
All right, buddies. What's this about you taking some poor fool for a ride?
Oh man, you gotta hear. All right, so I'm one of the handlers of debts inside of the hook, and if you ever need a loan, just let me know. I got you, man. I can authorize up to 1,000 gold for a loan. Pretty easy, good shit, right? Yeah. But anyways, this guy, right? He's been off and on winning streaks, losing streaks for years, right? He was in the hole 200 gold, and we had to cut him off at that point because the guy just kept coming back and only looking for loans, couldn't pay anything off. So late last night, I'm saying like right before the witching hour, the guy shows up with this weird leathery coin purse that he had. I still got it here, and he like shows you the coin purse.
I
And,
recognize it.
Glenn, would there be anything distinguishable about your coin purse that Bart maybe recognizes if this is yours?
It's withery. It's like dark color, like a dark leather, and it's pretty distinguishable with what Glenn wears. You would see that it's not like
It
the
matches
best.
his outfit.
Yeah.
Then yes, it looks similar to dull gray, withery, haggard. It
Huh.
matches him. So the guy came in, he paid off his debts, right? And he's like, hey, I just lifted this off of this guy walking through the streets. He looked like he was on death's door, so he's probably not going to need it anyways. And we were like, shit, dude, we're not big into thieves or anything like that, but he spent it, and then he immediately tried gambling it all there.
What an idiot.
Yes,
Should've known to quit when he's ahead.
right? So,
Say, where'd this idiot end up? Can't tell me you just let him leave after all that shit. He's gotta have been look after himself somewhere.
oh man, he's after he lost all of his money, he was looking for a loan, but I mean, the man has no skill, and maybe this will motivate him to, lift another nice little pocket, right? Huh?
That's what you hope, huh?
That's what we hope. So we just tossed him in the gutters maybe a couple of hours ago. Right over by the slippery nip.
Yeah, good to know.
Yeah.
Say, I actually really like the look of that coin purse. Is there anything left in it?
He'll open it up and takes a few coins out of it. Nope, and just tosses it at you.
Much obliged, sir. You have a lovely day.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Hey, be sure to stop by the slippery nip later. We open our doors up around, I don't know, before dusk.
Cool. And Bart will toss him a silver for his trouble. And get back on the bear.
Alrighty.
Taking a journey back that takes him past the slippery nip.
Alrighty. So, as you're going past the Slippery Nip, it's a very widely displayed looking establishment. Apparently, it's a brothel on one side and gambling den on the other. Both sides use the same currency that you have to pay coin up front. You get your own tokens, and then you pay with those tokens. It's, I mean, kind of ingenious, you know? When people are dumber, they spend more money and they get worse at everything they do. And when you are horny, you are dumber. So, kind of checks out.
Does it have a sign in the front that says liquor in the front, poker in the back?
It does. Thank you. Somebody gets me.
Yeah. Do I see anyone passed out in the gutters outside?
You go into the back gutters and yeah, there appears to be an individual lying with his face in a pile of, well, not a pile, a stream of what looks to be like the alleyway piss that people do and just goes into the gutters at the end of it.
Cool. He's unconscious, right?
Oh yeah, he's fucking wasted and just pissed.
Cool. I mean, worst case scenario, it's the wrong guy, and I just toss him out in the street again. I'm going to pick him up and toss him on the back of the bear and just take him home with us.
Boris will look back at you. Hopefully no more passengers. I couldn't handle another. This
Don't
is
worry.
fine.
These two don't weigh much.
And he easily struts with the three of you. You get back over to your establishment where you see everybody has finished up their morning sandwiches, and you all watch Bartikov come inside carrying with him an unconscious-looking, possibly dead person drenched in piss.
Why? And she's prestidigitating the smell. Like, just...
Sir, did you
Why
just
would you-
kill someone and bring them into my establishment?
He is not dead, he's just drunk.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Glenn, I believe this is yours, and he'll toss him the empty coin pouch.
Dawn, dead, weak.
This mess, I think, is the one who lifted it. I encountered some drunk who works at the Slippery Nib bragging about how this guy came in with over 3,000 gold that he had lifted from someone in the street to pay off his gambling debts. Sadly, I don't think we have an easy route back to your money, unless we want to go kick in some doors, which I'm not opposed to, by the way. But I figured if you want to question him when he wakes up, he's here.
But you can wake him.
I know, but I didn't want to do it in the middle of the street.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Plus, I
My-
figured that the five of us would be slightly more persuasive than just myself.
Yeah, it might be good to take him up to the room, tie him to a chair, and make sure he's staring at Glenn when he wakes up.
Right. I mean, I just wanted to know how he did it. He's got to be pretty skilled and just pick
Yeah,
it off right off
Like
me.
I said, that's like I said, I'm pretty impressed.
Right. So, let us go up. Let's wake him up.
Alrighty. You drag the individuals upstairs, and the barkeep will... Excuse me. He holds his hand out.
10 gold.
And I forgot what I saw. Just puts it into his breast pocket.
Right on, dude.
In this city, it's super easy to get away with murder. Pay people.
Mm-hmm.
He's not dead yet, and we're not going to kill him, probably.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well, you
don't
have
remember.
somebody's attention.
Yeah,
Yet.
and Bart, I could be wrong, but I don't remember you doing a medicine investigation or perception check to see if he was still alive.
No, you did not. You just picked him up out of the gutters. As you toss him into the chair, the individual's head lolls to the one side, and they are clearly breathing, but it definitely looks bad. Then again, he's probably just shit-faced drunk, thrown outside, hit his head a little bit. He's fine. You've all been there. But anyways, you now have him in the chair, Glenn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
I'll
sit right in
poke
front of him.
with 1 point of lay on hands.
Yep, we've got him tied up to the chair, so he can't just jump out of the chair.
Actually, I'll give him 5 points. That way I'll sober him up as well.
So mad.
He just immediately vomits on the floor as you immediately make him sober. Why do I feel like the world hates me?
Well, you got bigger problems right now. So
It does, actually.
Oh, fuck.
where's my money?
And that is a great place for us to end the session, everybody.
Where's my money?
When we come
Where
back
is
next
it?
week, we get to see Glenn scare the shit out of somebody and hopefully get his money back. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. Hope you all had a fantastic time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.